With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver Common Sense Show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's just now being reported that General Michael Flynn has resigned. I have a lot of questions. Number one, there was a phone call in December between him and a Russian ambassador. There's been a lot of question of what was said. There's been leaks to the press stating that they discussed sanctions and all that. Now, no one could ever name anybody, and that's starting to get a little questionable on its own because, well, I can go out and say whatever the hell I want, and because these are top secret matters, it can't be confirmed nor denied, so it stays out there. And it just cost the man a job. There is a lot of reports saying that nothing was said to the reports. And we're going to get more into it later, but it's cost the man a job. This is getting a little out of hand with the left. And CNN thinks is declaring victory. Yeah. They will not be happy until they destroy this country. Stuffy. They knew that man was going to be strong on ISIS, and that's why they had to get him out of there. He's going to be strong on terror, and you know the left is more about protecting the terrorists than attacking them. This is a joke. It's all right. Let's get on because this one I don't know the man personally, and I don't care, but the left just ruined a guy's livelihood. Just so what? They could protect more terrorists? It's and let's just jump into this. Let me pull down to the articles. Here it is. And this was done before the resignation, and was talking how the media launches a career death watch for the NSA Mike Flynn. They were basically taking bets whether he would be fired or resigns. He ended up resigning. It's Trump, who doesn't like his age-generating negative press, has expressed displeasure with Flynn to aides in recent days, supposedly from a source close to the president. The sources never seem to get that right. Trump and his team are particularly bothered by the possibility that Flynn misrepresented his conversation to Vice President Mike Pence. You know, CNN ran their fake headlines, Finn on thin ice, job security in jeopardy. MSNBC declared the White House's Michael Flynn problem has reached a tipping point. Time smelled blood in the water when White House official Stephen Miller sidestepped repeated chances Sunday to publicly defend him. Well, it was said that President Trump had full confidence. But, you know, the Democrats, they jumped right out there. The Democrats just jumped out there, and House Minority Leader Nancy, we're not going to work with President Bush, Pelosi, and Representative Adam Schiff of the House Intelligence Committee publicly demanding Flynn's termination. It is no surprise the media would follow their lead with stories about his dead man walking career status. The teeming hive of leakers infesting the White House could be trying to shape coverage of Flynn to create a self-fulfilling prophecy of doom. Or conveniently, the source who thinks he isn't on the chopping block could be wrong. It's... And now there's a lot of question of... they're now questioning Priebus's future as Trump allies circulate list of alternative chief of staffs.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
They think that Priebus might be letting sleeper cells of Obama holdovers undermine the Trump administration. Everybody that was at the previous administration, I don't care, they should be gone. I don't care when it was Bush to Obama, Clinton to Bush, Bush to Clinton, and so forth and so on. This gives too much issue to start with. I never liked the fact that Priebus was given chief of staff. I've never trusted the man. Somebody cost Flynn his career for political gains. And this is going to push. This is really going to push that whole Russia bullshit that the left has really been pushing again. It's getting nuts with them. They would rather destroy this country than see Trump succeed. Now, what does scare me a little bit is that the wiretapping going on, but I can understand a little bit. And they say that the U.S. intelligence services routinely intercepts and monitor a conversation with Russian diplomats. The transcripts of the conversations don't show Mr. Flynn made any sort of promises to lift sanctions once Mr. Trump took office, an official has said. And this is coming from the Wall Street Journal. Rather, they show Mr. Flynn making more general comments about relationships between two countries improving under Mr. Trump, people familiar with them said. And what this does now, by even Flynn resigning, it's going to give some momentum to the left that the disorganization of the White House, even though the friggin' left is causing all this issue. They're causing it. They're trying to create as many problems as they can. And as I said, that they're more out to protect terrorists than citizens, illegal aliens than law-abiding citizens. And they're willing to destroy this country just so Trump does not succeed. And whenever confronted with it, well, you know, the Republicans did this. And, well, you know what? The people seem to agree with what the Republicans were saying before. Because if they didn't, we would have kept those scumbag Democrats in office. The people seem to have voted the Republicans into office because we didn't like the agenda that these idiot Democrats were pushing in. And I'm trying to use some nice terms because I feel like using some Jersey talk. It... Oh. Oh, now Nike's trying to get in the political game. The son of Jerry Sandusky arrested on child sex and porn charges. I'm absolutely at a loss with what the Democrats are doing. They don't care about this country. They're out to throw a hissy fit, and they're willing to drag us down right along with their party. And these leaks, they have to be looked into, and I believe they're calling for an FBI investigation because some of these leaks are letting out they're leaking out some top secret information. I'm pretty sure those conversations, because if they weren't top secret, we would have already read about them, exactly what was said. You know what? I would love to see Trump release them. There you go. Fuck you. Nothing was said. Trump has done nothing more than what Obama did in 2008. It's pretty much every president has promised to improve relationships with Russia. Obama did the exact same goddamn thing, but for some reason, the Democrats don't want, and I've gone over my theories before, it's a joke anymore. Our country is a joke, and our liberal media is leading the way. I'm just sitting here and I'm watching C-SPAN. Linda McMahon's vote for to be confirmed as the small business administrator. And I'm sitting here and I'm just, well.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Trump's putting all the swamp people back in. No, these people aren't the swamp people. Yeah, they're rich people, yeah. I'm not going to doubt that. But, quick question. He said he would put the best of the best in. Would you put somebody that's failed at business and as poor as anything in charge of small businesses? I don't know. Again, seems like they're bitching just a bitch. I don't know. We're in trouble, and there's some forces that they don't care and taking us down a further path. I'm very concerned about what's going on in this country. Very concerned. And I was discussing with my parents, we're sitting down, and in the topic of the state of on civil rest that we are in, and even my dad was sitting there saying that he doesn't remember it being this bad ever. And that, I mean, there's the 60s. It was a little bit more violent by this time. But I don't know. I think we're in trouble, people. And 2018, we need to really send another big message to the Democrats. A big F you to the Democrats. And put them down hard. And how do we do that? Well, make sure that they lose those seats. They're fueling the country to really go conservative. Hey, keep doing it. Yeah, I know. It's, I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss with what's going on in this country. We are so far down the rabbit hole and going further and further. The Wall Street Journal article chronicles how the Democrats put a lot of effort into building the Russia hack the election to install Trump narrative. Flynn's firing would be useful fuel to keep that narrative running. It would also splash career blood across the gears of that Trump White House leaked machine and drive increasing amount of speculation media coverage about internal political battles and palace intrigue, which his resignation has already done. Linda McMahon just got nominated. She's at like 57. So she is confirmed as small business administrator. It's going to be a weird 4 years. I know. It seems to be my mantra anymore. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the ReverbCommonSense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh. It is a weird time in our existence. And it doesn't seem to be getting any better. One thing that is doing good is Representative Jim Jordan from the House. Said that, he discussed the need for Congress to repeal Obamacare and, quote, we should be moving a lot quicker to repeal the health care law. Let's go, he added. Even the speaker has said he wants to repeal Obamacare here in the next 6 to 8 weeks. That's certainly what Mark Meadows and I have said, and the Freedom Caucus and the others have said. This is a man that got a little bit of trust for him. But he's saying that they should at least be able to put something on President Trump's desk, similar to what they put on President Obama's desk. And I agree with him. Let's get that crap hole out of there. It is what it is. It's a failure. Anybody with a brain understands it is a failure. It's putting more people at risk. It tries to control our health care. And it may have helped a small percentage, but it put them on Medicaid that they were eligible to begin with, that either they didn't think to apply, didn't want to apply, or whatever. There's a host of other reasons, but most of the people got put on Medicaid that were not eligible. So it's more people now are without insurance than before. But we don't care about them. Or at least the Democrats don't care about them. Because that doesn't make good media. That doesn't make good sound bites for them. We have many people that have insurance, but, well, they can't afford to use it. Again, doesn't make good sound bites. So they have no problem punishing Americans. They do it all the time. When they protect terrorists, when they protect illegals. And they don't even hide it. And again, they don't care. They go along running their mouths in the hopes of winning brownie points. In the meantime, walking all over law-abiding citizens and ignoring them. And I, for one, am tired of it. For all the faults of the Republicans, at least they have a tendency to worry about the American citizens more than the Republicans. And it's... On to different news. It's going to be a bitch fest kind of day. It really is. I'm... Oh, that's a wake-up call. Phone yelling at me. A judge has rejected a tribe's request to temporarily halt construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. It's getting a little nuts. That thing has been approved for a long time. The tribes had a chance to sit down for a long time, and they chose not to. And now their argument is just the simple presence of the pipeline under the river makes the river impure. What? The simple presence. And that's what blew my mind. And there was a vet on, I think it was Fox, that him and a group were out there, and his argument is, well, I saw it last time, and the cops were using rubber bullets, and if you replace those rubber bullets and put bullets in the gun, it reminds me of this incident when I was in the military. Hey, guess what? You replace the mace that cops are using and put a nuclear bomb, and you got a terrorist activity. If you replace the object with another object, you could turn it into whatever you want. I'm holy Nikes. I couldn't believe when I heard that. And that's why him and a group are out there, because they think it's unjustified. And This was approved. Everybody had a chance to speak. And this idea that the mere presence of the pipe going under the river. No. So you want to keep the pipes that are already in place, that are failing. See, that's what they want. They want those pipes to fail so they have this big victory, environmental victory. This is why we have to stop doing this, because look at the leaks that are happening. You actually have companies that are being a little proactive in replacing. Are they, okay, well, we need to replace these. Well, we can go larger to pump more through. Good. They're also putting in safer pipelines. Hell of a lot safer than driving that oil through the country, whether through truck or through train. I never understood that one. That's more dangerous, but, hey. More lives have been lost through that way. Hey, who gives a shit? That's all I hear out of the Democrats. Just so they can have their little, media bites, sound bites, and make good headlines. But the judge has, it's kind of weird, his ruling. He said that as long as the oil isn't flowing through the pipeline, there is no immediate harm to the Cheyenne River and the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, which are suing to stop the project. Well, they're not even getting their water from that area anymore. The pipe is pretty much built. I mean, so much money's been wasted in building this pipe, and now Obama's administration should have never caved to public, not even public, just that pressure. They approved it. The company went on. It should have been done and over with right there. But we know the Obama administration. Anything for a good headline. I don't know. I have no faith at all in the Democrats anymore. No trust. And I'm really starting to wonder. I've always said that we needed both a yin and yang. Well, If this is what the Democrat Party is, I don't think we need that in the office. We don't need that destructive behavior. What's funny is they're pushing people to be more conservative than they already were. They're pushing more people away. Yes, they're getting some young people. What usually happens is young people learn about life later on and go, holy shit. I don't know. It's... We just keep going down a path that's not good. And the Democrats keep driving us. Choo-choo. Crazy Town incoming. I think we found the mentally ill people. Oh, have we found the mentally ill people? They got a big D next to their name. Big D. You're listening to the Reaver Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the ReaverOfCommonSense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. At least trying. This whole Dakota pipeline is just one big government screw-up again. It should not have gotten this far into being screwed up as it has been. It's a joke. And if you look who screwed it up? Obama. And you know what's funny is now you hear Democrats go, oh, we don't want to hear about the past. That's the past. But for 8 years, all we heard was Bush, Bush, Bush. Guess what? I'm going to point out when Obama did shit. I'll give you, as you say, this is what the Republicans did during Obama's administration. They have no problem pointing that out. So you know what? I have no problem pointing out the crap that Obama did. I love how one of the defense of the media against Linda McMahon was because her very successful business she was part of was the WWE. Yeah, that's a very successful billion-dollar business of entertainment. Most adults realize it's entertainment. They market themselves as sports entertainment. Am I a huge WWE fan? Not really. Do I watch it every now and then? Yeah, it's pretty entertaining here and there. You get a good laugh. Do I think it's real? Hell no. Do I think those guys are and women are very athletic and it takes a special person to do that type of job? Yeah. I've seen interviews where there's been some pro football players that have tried it, and they've admitted it can be more difficult than the football career they had. And I'm pretty sure, well, a lot of them used to play football and then fail at football and go on to be wrestlers. It is what it is, but to sit there and try to make comments because she ran a billion-dollar business as the reason because you don't agree with it. It's man, tolerance of the left. So beautiful, and that's really getting posted. Tolerance of the left. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. There's no tolerance when it comes to them. They only tolerate what they want. They're no more tolerant than anybody else. fact, they're a bunch of bigots. If you look at the definition, a bigot is basically someone that thinks their opinion is the only opinion. And that is the Democrats. They think their opinion is the only opinion out there and the only correct opinion. Is my opinion the correct opinion? Not always. Will I and have I backed down from my opinion and admit that maybe I was wrong? Yeah. You come at me with information? All right. But I'm not just going to back down just because you say so. That's why I Twitter, I don't even bother with really that much anymore. Because of the fact that it's everybody, their opinion is fact, and there is no other facts out there. Well, I actually wanted to have conversations, and I've had it with a couple people. I'm not going to say all. And I've had it with Democrats. And I've had some admit that, nope, not going to change. This is how I'm standing fast. And, hey, all right. And like they said, nothing was put forth that they would consider fact. All right. But Twitter is a bunch of people mouthing off that doesn't want to hear from anybody except for those that agree with them. This is funny. And again, I've said Trump should immediately give the help. But Governor Jerry Brown begs Donald Trump for emergency aid for California. I thought Trump was not your president. There was a lot of Californians that were screaming and used the hashtag, not my president. But now that they need his help, they're begging for the president's help. And you know, Trump should be just, here you go. Come out and say, listen, there's a lot of political issues between myself and the governor and some of the elected officials, but I'm not going to let that stand in the way of actually helping the American people. I've approved these areas for immediate help. They're in a bad way. They are. Governor has signed up in Pentagon, spending up the military to go in and help. There's a good chance that they have a failure they may have a failure of a dam. But it does make me snicker a little bit, not because it could be a loss of life and property. It's because they had no rain, which was global warming. Now they're getting too much rain, which is global warming. And it goes to the old issue of careful what you ask for. It's sorry. I'm reading something on Al Franken. And Al Franken, he is a man that is very racist and homophobic. I'm sitting here reading some of his comments over the years, and that's the left in a nutshell. It's do as I say, not as I actually do. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Just popped in my head. I'm married. I don't celebrate Valentine's. My wife doesn't. She never has. Never. And no, it wasn't a trap. She never celebrates that type of stuff. Our anniversary, just another day. You know, we say, happy anniversary, but there's nothing big about it. I got lucky with that. So the top House Republicans want FBI assessment on Trump-related leaks. There's been so many leaks, it's not funny. It would sink faster than the Titanic. I'm looking at a couple things. The Republican leadership of the House Intelligence Committee wants the FBI to do an assessment of recent media leaks that have revealed details of sensitive discussions involving key Trump administration officials. We're going to be outlining all of our concerns over the last 60 days that appear to all be related, maybe even coordinated in some ways. I'm going to be asking the FBI to do an assessment of this to tell us what's going on here, because we cannot continue to have these leaks as a government. The leaks have included details of phone calls between President Trump and the leader of Australia and Mexico, from the intelligence community investigation into Russian interference, presidential campaign, and most recently between conversations between NSA Mike Flynn, who just resigned, and Russian ambassador. These are some top-level leaks. Well, if it was the Obama administration, DOJ would be involved. Wiretapping would be involved. Pulling in reporters for questioning, because that's exactly what Obama did. And this is the problem when you have holdovers and you don't get nominees done. You have holdovers from previous administration who are loyal to that administration and start leaking stuff. This is why they didn't want to get nominees through, so they can keep certain people still in place that would do this country harm. But hey, it makes for good television for the Democrats. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. They don't care about me or you and what damage it will cause. I don't know what to think of it anymore. They don't care. They really don't. And that's what I see. They do not give a rat's ass. And they'll continue to destroy our country Moment by moment. Oh, great. Blumenthal's up running his mouth. Yay. Oh, I want to hear his mouth today. Oh, no, that's not Blumenthal. I'm sorry. Ron Whedon from Oregon. Never heard of this man. Now, all of a sudden, he's like out front, running his mouth all the time. Oh, boy. The leaks are absolutely atrocious. They are. And it shows just how low they'll go. I don't care who it is. If you're whistleblowing, that's one thing. But leaking out and this stuff, that's another. It undermines our ability to govern. And it's scary how they're willing to choose people over country. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're choosing Obama's administration that is long gone over the best of what's good for America. Oh, this 92%. They're talking about gun control. 92%. It was 75, 80, 90. Now it's 92. They keep expanding that number. And I've asked multiple times. I know I'm changing subject here. They're talking about the gun background check. I've asked multiple times, where is that poll? Where did you get that number? And all I get is being blocked. That's all. I get blocked. I don't get answers because they don't have an answer. Again, the Democrats love to come up with fake numbers. Just like 97% of the scientists have confirmed that there's global warming. Yeah. And if you look into it, and I've told everybody, and I'll say it again, how they came up with that number, they gave scientists that wrote a paper saying there's global warming, okay? They gave the papers back to them, asked them to reread it and see if they still agree with it, and 97% still agree with their assessment. 97% agreed with the paper that they wrote. Yeah, that's real scientific. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. So this jackass senator, Ron Wyden, whatever the frig his name is talking about expanded background checks, and he's on there babbling how it will flag more people, but they'll have a way to go to court to fight it. And that most of them will win it. But they'll have to go through this process to prove that they're not a danger. So he is admitting that they're putting in obstacles that are useless. They're putting an undue burden on the American citizens. Because what this does, and I've explained it many a times, what they're trying to do with the gun laws. They can't outright ban them. They know that. Their study showed that. So, they want to go and put as many obstacles to make it harder and harder for you to get a gun. So it gets to the point where you go, you know what? I don't even want a gun anymore. It's too burdensome, too many. I have to jump through too many hoops. And they do it in the name of saving little Johnny. Now we have to save little Johnny because we didn't abort little Johnny. They don't give a shit about kids. They love using kids. Because if they love the kids and were about saving one fucking life, they would worry about abortion and save one life there. So that rhetoric is just that. Rhetoric. And I'm not impressed by their bullshit. He's up there running his mouth, and it's not going to affect many people. In fact, all the shootings we've had of late, it wouldn't have stopped a single one. These expanded background checks are meant to put more obstacles in the way of gun owners, to make it harder for them to get guns. Not to stop criminals, because you can't stop criminals. If someone's willing to do that, they will find a way no matter what the goddamn weapon is. And these Democrats are no, they're not too stupid, because they understand that. They want to ban guns, and that's all they're doing. And then we don't want to ban guns. Well, we need to ban those AR-15s. We don't want to ban guns. We need to ban long rifles. We don't want to ban guns. But we paid millions of dollars into a study on how to ban guns. So this guy's rhetoric is just that. Rhetoric. It's nothing. He's up there speaking to speak and spewing lies. He calls them facts. I call them lies. He says he has a study, a poll, 92%. Show me it. Because what he's doing is he's repeating an Obama line. That's all he's doing. They can't show me where that poll came from. Because every poll I seen, even after mass shootings, only gave a highest was a 50%. 52%. They have no problem with their fake news and their fake facts. Our Congress is broken because it gives time for these senators they just go up to speak, to run their mouths. It's not even like, okay, well, I got a reason for up here to speak. It's just my turn to go up and ramble on. And that's what I hear from this senator. And let me tell you, I worry when we start having government, because they always say mental health, mental health. But in the same breath, they also say anybody that wants to own a gun is mentally ill. See where they're going with this? That is exactly where they're going with it. And that's why it worries me when they start doing this rhetoric. Because they're up to no good. No good at all. He urges his colleagues. I urge your colleagues to stop trying to ban guns. Plain and simple. I feel sorry for the residents of California. I really do. Because they are unable to protect themselves. They put so many obstacles in the way. Now, who's this jackass? I wish I had a dime for every time I heard, because he said, every time a dime, I said, focus on existing laws. You know what? We don't enforce the existing laws. I wish I had a dime for every time I heard a Democrat say they don't want to ban guns. Oh, Senator Chris Murphy. Oh, I got to stop because that's... I'll just keep going on about the gun issue because no. This crap that they're pushing is nothing but another way to try to ban guns. So if you've been watching the news, you'll notice that we've had several raids, immigration raids, and criminals are being picked up and deported. On Monday alone, they had arrested nearly 700 undocumented immigrants as part of a series of raids tied to President Trump's executive order to find and deport 11 million people living in the United States illegally. ICE officials arrested 680 from Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta, San Antonio, New York City last week, whom they say pose a threat to public safety. Of those, 170 have no criminal records. During a joint press conference with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Trump praised Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly and said the raids were fulfilling a campaign promise. They sit there and they talk about it. He promised he was going to do this. He got elected, and now he's doing it, and they're shocked. Within the executive order Trump signed last month, gives the Department of Homeland Security the power to go after undocumented immigrants who have minor offenses or no convictions at all. Well, they broke the law. They're here illegally. President Trump has been clear in affirming the critical mission of DHS in protecting the nation and directed our department to focus on removing illegal aliens who have violated our immigration laws, with a specific focus on those who pose a threat to public safety, have been charged with criminal offenses, have committed immigration violations, or who have been deported and re-entered the country illegal, Kelly said. Kelly added that of the 680 arrested, 75% were criminal aliens. Some of the crimes included homicide, aggravated sexual abuse, drug trafficking, DUI, and weapon charges. Those are the ones that those are the exact ones that Obama said that he was going to deport, but never did. And it's kind of funny because then you also had Obama who tried saying he had the highest deportation rate. He deported more people. But we didn't hear any complaints about his deportation, did we? Methinks there's a bunch of bullshit going on. Methinks it's the law is being followed. Of course, Schumer is going to try to protect the criminal element because that's what Democrats do anymore. Said Monday he'll ask ICE for more information about the arrest, including location and more details about the people detained, and called reports that ICE targeted non-violent immigrant families. Deeply disturbing. Yes, those that broke our laws is deeply disturbing that we are enforcing the laws. Undocumented immigrants live in fear, and they are confused and scared. Well, you know what? They don't want to live in fear and confused and scared. Go back to their country and come in legally. Don't be here illegally. Plain and simple. And I have always supported smart immigration enforcement that helps to keep our country safe, but raids targeting law-abiding immigrants. If they were law-abiding, you half-witted moron, they wouldn't have come in illegally. It's that simple. That's how stupid Chuck Schumer is. And treating those with traffic violations the same as murderers and robbers will only achieve the opposite. Understand this. Driving drunk is the same as murder, you fucking idiot. You're from a state that protects illegal immigrants who have been caught driving drunk. They are protecting drunk drivers. I never thought I'd see the day when our politicians protected criminals so willingly. And that's exactly what they're doing. I'm at an absolute loss that they would protect and try to help criminals to whatever degree, because they sure as hell don't try to protect us citizens. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the ReaverCommonSense.com. While you're there on Reaver Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome. What the hell? Why do... All right, there we go. I accidentally hit a monitor button and I was getting an echo. It was really messing with me. Holy shit. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm screwing up my boards. Looking like an idiot. So, Deputy Assistant to the President, Sebastian Gorka, he put it dead on that the left cares more about Alinsky tactics and political triangulation more than safety of Americans. What's going on, and this goes down to the controversy with Mike Flynn, with the pre-inauguration phone calls to the Russian ambassador. Gork went on to say that the bottom line is it shook things up in the DIA. There are a lot of people who want to take revenge on him. Names I'm not going to list across the airways right now, but people who do a little bit of research can work out. The establishment doesn't like General Flynn, and for me, that's a good thing. And it goes to Alinsky-style tactics. Pick a target, freeze it, personalize it, polarize it. Whether it's Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, Monica Crowley, or whether it's General Flynn now, important point is this is what has to be grasped. It's never about the issue. It's not about Russia. It's not. It's not about the safety of the American people. It's not about preventing attacks like Paris or Nice happening in America. It's the triangulation. We have to isolate and take down the individuals, separate them from their community, pillar them, and then just make their position unattainable. It's classic Alinsky. And I'm sorry, they're just picking on the wrong guy because this guy is as hard as nails. But unfortunately, he resigned for the betterment of the administration. And the one thing that needs to come about the meeting between the Japanese Prime Minister and President Donald Trump is that the relationship with Japan is back on track. Gorka went on, do you remember the Asian pivot that wasn't a pivot? That ended in China intimidating all her neighbors, building fake atolls with military installations on top of them? That age is over. Whether it's sending a message to put Iran on notice, or whether it's rekindling one of the closest ties in the region with Japan. This is the new age for America in foreign policy. Now, we have an upcoming visit with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I always screw up his last name. Of Israel. And that will cover the obvious issues, such as what can we do as the outside potential something to bring stability, to bring some kind of lasting peace in the religion. The left is going to continue to attack. They can't win on merits and truth. So they're going to try to win on deceit and lies. The left has gone so far off the trail and down the rabbit hole. It's not even funny anymore. It really isn't. It has nothing to do with us citizens. It has everything to do with they lost their powers. And they're pissed. That's all. They thought they were going to be able to turn this country into some global beacon for one world nation, socialism for all, and destroy everything we stand for. And the American people rose up against those. Since they like to throw words around, dictators, because that's what they thought they were. They were trying to be. And they thought they had the election all wrapped up. But when the American people stood up against them, they're shocked. They're appalled that how dare we, as Hillary Clinton so eloquently, why am I not 50 points ahead? Well, you're not 50 points ahead because, well, you weren't good enough to lead this great country. And don't give me the popular vote because he won the Electoral College and he won 30 out of 50 states. He won the majority of states. So, he won, I think, the majority of counties. Even in states he lost, he won most of the counties. Democrats are becoming a coastal party. And they think that's all they need. Well, they're ruining a chance that I'll ever think about ever voting for another Democrat in my lifetime. I used to kind of go along the lines of if a candidate was good, I didn't care what party. Well, that won't be happening again. I'll vote party line or I won't vote. I won't waste my vote on any of these scumbag Democrats. And that's all they are, is scumbags to me. Don't like what I said? Too bad. I really don't care. The left isn't out for the betterment. They're protecting terrorists and they're protecting criminals. Criminal aliens that are in this country. That's who they're trying to protect over American law-abiding citizens. If it wasn't for lies, they wouldn't be able to talk out in public. Oh, it's... They think that... They try to sit there and say that... I think I got the article. They think there's no danger. There's no danger to terrorism. That doesn't affect the United States. When, in fact, radical Islam has grown much, much stronger since 9/11. Do you know why we haven't had another 9/11 type attack? Because the response that President Bush gave, they didn't expect it. Oh, and that information came after some advanced techniques were used on a gentleman. He spoke of other attacks that were planned. But when we responded so heavily, they had to stop those attacks from happening. They had to go into a defensive nature. And if you think that right now ISIS is done with, you're sadly mistaken. Unfortunately, there's probably going to be an attack that's in the works right now. They know our way of intercepting. They are in trouble. They are a little bit on the ropes right now. It's taking longer than it should, but they are a little bit on the ropes. So they're going to strike out. But one of the reasons why they haven't been able to strike out is they have been taking the fight directly to ISIS. Directly to ISIS. That does not allow ISIS to go on the offensive into other countries. They got to put their time and effort into defending the immediate threat right there. Military tactics. You got to defend. When you're being attacked, you got to defend. You can't go into an offensive posture into other areas. You got to worry about what you're doing. But when we're playing tiddlywinks and dropping bombs from the air, that allows them to go into offensive. But now that they've lost some major areas, they're going to have to try. They're going to strike out against us. It is what it is, and that's what, unfortunately, is going to happen. And even someone of my uneducatedness can see that they're going to do something. But Gorka also chimed in on just think about one metric. Let's look at ISIS. ISIS, the Islamic State, has achieved that which no other jihadist group has been able to do in 90 years since the dissolution of the caliphate in 1924. He fired the caliphate. He dissolved the caliphate when he created the secular Republic of Turkey. For 90 years, the bad guys, Al-Qaeda included, have tried to reestablish the theocratic caliphate. God, I can't speak today. ISIS didn't talk about it. They did it. They did it in 2014 from the pulpit of the Grand Mosque in Mosul. According to our own counterterrorism center, this is open source. ISIS has 18 operational affiliates around the world. Compare that to just 3 years ago when they had 7. They are getting stronger. This is why it is very important to understand we are not at war with Islam. But there is a war inside of Islam for which version is going to win. For right now, it is the wrong version. It is the 7th century blood-curdling version that is represented by the Islamic State. The version that is portrayed by Jordan, by Egypt, by the Emiratis that needs our support. We cannot see the Islamic State expanding anymore. That is why the president used the phrase, we are going to eradicate the Islamic State. That is why I talk about, and I say this extreme Muslim terrorist. Oh, now Cummings out there pushing lies, trying to say that General Flynn was lavished with gifts from Putin personally. No, they're going to be out there today pushing a bunch of lies and desecrating the man even more than they already did. They ought to be ashamed of them at fucking self. Attacking a great general like that. Disgusting. Disgusting. But if there was a Muslim, even a Brotherhood of Muslim, which is a known terrorist group, you would see Cummings and a bunch of Democrats out there protecting them. They did for 8 years. So again, the Democrats love to protect terrorists. But they attack a general over politics. I'm so... This is not a good thing in our country. I'll tell you that right now. We are going into a dark age, and things need to be straightened out. Hang on. They're going on with this. Until I hear the tape, it's just rhetoric. They're trying to say that he did talk, but there's several reports saying that they didn't talk about sanctions. They will not be happy until the destruction of this country. They're pushing their crap, and they don't care about us. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sako as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Oh, I wanted to bring something else up. So yesterday I got a phone call from my parents. They had bought a reusable filter from this company here in Florida. It's Filter Factory, I think it's called. FilterFactory.com. There's a small manufacturing issue with the frame. It wasn't square, so it's not sitting in the AC properly. So my parents called to complain. And just for exchange or something. And it ends up this woman is the vice president of the company. And it really makes me laugh because she threw a major hissy fit on the phone. Because my mom had called the lady ma'am out of respect. Ma'am. And she throws a hissy fit saying she was taught better. Her mother taught her better than that. And she has taught her kids better than that. Now, I'm hearing this. I'm like, okay, my mom's lost her. She missed. No, this woman actually thinks that ma'am is a derogatory term. And she's vice president of this company. And it's Air Sponge Filter Company. All over there's a... And if anybody knows anything about making items, if an item is not square to fit in a square and your angles are slightly off, well, it throws everything off and can make it so that item doesn't fit in there. It's the back and forth with this company. They failed to make a proper item. It was a minor error. My parents weren't flipping out about it. But the lady threw a hissy fit and makes a whole issue. And then, as her smart business sense, for number one, she told her, do not buy from my company ever again. We don't want your type of business. Which, is so great for this company to put that kind of salesmanship. They could have said, hey, you know what? Sorry, we'll exchange and we'll go from there. A mistake was made. Done. Problem solved. No, this lady wanted to throw a hissy fit over it. And she knows so much about fabrication that I took a bunch of pictures of it and sent it to her. That she tried telling me because there was a gap in this one area that didn't make a difference. Well, then I pointed out that's not, I showed it different. It does make a difference. And when you have those gaps like that, that shows that it's not square going into a square hole. Oh my God, I can't believe a company like this actually exists. And it's just, it could have been so much better handled, but this woman wants to throw a hissy fit, and her guys don't make mistakes. No, they don't make mistakes. It's everybody else's fault. Small manufacturing guys may not have been paying attention. It could have got tweaked somewhere. But ma'am was an offensive comment to make. So I actually did look up the definition. And I did put that in the email just so she knew, and she's not happy about that. And where is it? Ma'am is used as a title of respect, especially when addressing a female. And one of them said, if you don't know the female, it is a respective term to use. That's how far our country has gone to hell. That something so basic as calling someone ma'am offends people. And then she's telling me she doesn't want to do back and forth when all I'm asking is what is the refund that they're going to give with the item being sent back. And we had agreed upon stuff on the phone, which is why I told her I wanted it in writing, because now she's trying to back out. But she doesn't want to do this back and forth. Well, fine, just answer my damn question. I never understood that. She's trying to play a game, and it's... She has to be a Democrat. She has to be a Democrat. The way she's acting. Getting upset because someone called her ma'am to be respectful, and she's going to get all pissy about it. Because she's 49 years old, she's not old. Well, I hate to tell you, you're getting old. You're getting old. God, the Democrats are just out there beating a dead horse. They're going over and over, and they want all these investigations. The ones that say investigations are a waste of money. That's the funny part. We're in trouble. I will say that. We are definitely in trouble. So many things could be handled so much better. It's It's scary out there. And it does not seem to be going any better. I never thought I'd see the day when our country got this bad. But the one thing I am finding funny about the Grammys, I told you there was one artist. Her name's Joy Villa. She went out wearing a pro-Trump dress to the Grammys. Her sales have spiked. The 25-year-old pro-President Trump Grammy dress set social media on fire Sunday. She has climbed to the top spot on Amazon's list of top 100 digital albums. Her 2014 rock album sales also spiked, hitting the number 7 spot on the iTunes top album list. According to the screenshot she shared, the singer's album was beating albums by more well-known artists like Big Sean and Lady Gaga, the latter who performed during Sunday night's ceremony. I saw one thing, it's like increased like 5 million% her sales. It's unrealistic. She did a genius marketing by going out there with the Trump, because the left attacked her so bad. They attacked her so bad that the right is now buying her albums up to help her. No, not just help her, but it's just support. And the tolerant left, they're oh so tolerant, are giving her death threats. I'm kind of sitting back laughing because it's showing just the absurdity of the left. I don't understand. They don't want to work together. They want their way and their way only, and that's it. It's unbelievable. And what's even funnier is the media is losing their minds that real questions were asked at the Trump-Trudeau press conference. There was questions made about the meeting, about building bridges. There are some notable and philosophical difference between yourself and Prime Minister Trudeau. I'm curious as you move forward on issues from trade to terrorism, how do you see this relationship playing out? They didn't jump into all the other bullshit that had nothing to do with Justin Trudeau. They talked about issues that had to deal with those too. And the so-called media is losing their minds about it. Because media from local affiliates, ones that have been blocked for years, hang on. It's funny, when we were looking into, because there was deaths of 4 Americans, they said it was partisan politics. But they want to look into this bullshit Russia connection. But it's not partisan politics. We're worried about America. No, you're just trying to discredit the president because you lost so goddamn bad. You've been losing since 2012 so bad. You think this is your way out of the hole. So you're going to pull partisan politics. I'm going to leave you with that thought. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me on Wednesday nights on the Southside Much So with the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash. Till tomorrow, have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.